Right here to my right is my 6-year-old daughter, Ariana, and her older sister, Alicia. She's 8 years old. So Ariana is 6 years old, and today she is 1 year, 5 months, 18 days, seizure-free. She suffers from a brain disease, what's called tuberous sclerosis, TSC, and she also battles with autism. She's on the spectrum. Before just being on regular pharmaceutical anti-epileptic medication, she was having seizures anywhere from about 15 to 20 to 50 every day until we were able to get her on cannabis oil and really make a dramatic, instantaneous difference in her everyday life. It was definitely a nightmare. We had countless doctor's appointments. It seemed like every day it was another doctor's appointment until we were able to try and get her certified, her first year of certification as a Arizona minor marijuana patient. It was extremely difficult because there were many obstacles we had to overcome. The fact that how young she was, no certification clinic wanted to take the chance at risking the doctors risking their license for writing the recommendation. So that first year trying to obtain her access to legal cannabis oils was very challenging. We had doctors that would tell us, yeah, bring her in, we'll hear you out, bring all the paperwork, but I think we went through 2 clinics before they actually, I would say, at their wits' end, almost signed it over because they didn't want to deal with it anymore. And I never went back to that clinic. We ended up finding the great people over at Sun Valley Evaluation Clinic. It was night and day compared to any other clinic that I had tried to walk into. They, with open arms, just heard everything we had to say. They treated us like family and made sure she was able to get all the same legal access that any patient at any age would be able to obtain. So now she's going on her 3rd year of certification with Sun Valley MMJ clinics, and she'll be compliant for another year. Until people actually get informed and they, have to hear it, because they're never going to see it in a book. They're never going to read about it in a book, some medical journal, that this works for this illness. They kept it under wraps for so many years, you know what I mean? But now with people standing up and telling people we're having results, the proof is in the pie, and we serve it all day. So anyone that would look for any kind of ulterior or alternative medicine, I would definitely give cannabis a try before you do anything like surgery or something like that. Because with my daughter, surgery was one of the next options. With her disease, calcium spots started to form on the top of her brain, and all the medications they were prescribing, they weren't working. So the next option was going to be surgery. So I just didn't want it to have to come to that, because they were telling me that with her disease, it's for life. So they could remove it, but there's a good chance that the tumors are going to come back. I'm glad I took the chance with cannabis oils and didn't have to put my kid through that. So without this plant, without the people at Sun Valley Evaluation making sure that she has access to this life-saving plant, I mean, she used to stare off into outer space, and now she's a completely different child. Until she started getting the right dosages of oil, she, like I said, she would stare out into outer space. She just wasn't functioning the way I would say any kid should. The medications were making her aggressive toward herself, toward her siblings. She was screaming, yelling, hitting her head on the walls, you know what I mean? It was getting very extreme. But now, I mean, the oils have have removed the bricks from the walls, so to speak. And we're getting to notice, just how smart and funny she really is, and her personality coming out. It never did before. I mean, she was trapped in a box before. Now she's starting to speak. I mean, before, with all the seizures from her brain disease, it regressed her speaking, it regressed her walking. She went back to crawling. I mean, it made her start back at ground zero, man. And, you know, without the oils, I mean, it was an immediate turnaround. I mean, the day I gave her oil, she did not seize. So I knew right then and there we were onto something great. And I know that there is no cure for my daughter's brain disease. There is no cure for autism, but cannabis oil has given her a quality of life that couldn't be matched with the medications that were being prescribed to her. So thank you, Sun Valley Evaluation Clinic, and thank goodness Arizona has a medical program, and I'm glad my daughter's a part of it.